He's Bill Ryder, and he's Ryder than you.
The program Ryder than you, sometimes.
He's a fan.
I love sports so much.
He's in your face.
I will destroy those obnoxiously arrogant, clueless, tone-deaf superstars who are marginal players, good players, who made careers, who think they're Hall of Famers.
He's nice.
I promise, we're nice here.
He's humble.
I think I'm pretty good if you're on the show about admitting if I got it wrong.
Live from Los Angeles, here's Bill Ryder.
All right, happy early July 4th holiday weekend. Happy birthday, America, and thank you for being here on the old Substack, BillRyder.substack.com. I was told by my boss to plug her Substack. My wife, Lori, wrote a Substack about Henry and World Cup soccer books and what you want to read if that's your thing. And I think it's a great. Did that work? Just kidding, she's not there. But it is really good. And I hope that you will. I hope that you will check it out over on the Substack. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. If you're listening on the podcast version and you don't want the ads, BillRyder.substack.com. Let's bring my favorite of the two guys on the show on the old program. Pretty Daddy. What's up, pal?
What's going on, Bill? Do you say the same thing to Stu when you bring him on?
No.
Okay.
I don't lie. My business level isn't there.
I'm not very busy, so you know.
You and I both know that Stu sent me a text message with the words "my business level is increased," and we're just like, "What?"
I'm just trying to wrap my head around what that means.
Oh wow! The Wolf of Wall Street 2 coming to theaters soon, starring Stu Kovacs. What is happening? All right, inside jokes are great. So we'll get to the U.S. men's national team win yesterday in the red car, but go America. That's a gutsy, impressive win. We will do Bum of the Week for the second time in a week and the first time in the history of that segment. And we may consider rescinding or at least apologizing without rescinding. It's like a red card maybe. You can't appeal it, but it's not fair. The Bum of the Week that you got, Tom, we'll get into that. We had some people complain about you. We had some people be like, what's he doing?
Shocking.
And also shocking news, the context that mattered, you gave me off the air. You did, I'm grumpy, I won't share the words. Use your words, Tom. That was harsh. I don't know why Stu's business levels increased. Use your words. Here's some words. What a blockbuster trade between the Celtics and the Sixers that I think there's a lot going on here between the Jaylen Brown, Paul George situation. There's a lot of ways to view this. And I think the way this trade turns out will say a lot about how the NBA operates over the next 3 or 4 years. If you missed this, Jaylen Brown, disgruntled Boston Celtic. Full disclosure, I don't know that I'm a homer, that I'm a sycophant for the Jaylen Brown camp, but I think he's really good. And I've been on the record as saying I thought he was by far the best player in both of the runs they made to the NBA Finals, both of which I covered. In those series, maybe not in the totality of the season, but I thought Jaylen Brown was extraordinary in the series they won, and I thought it was outstanding in the series they lost to the Warriors several years ago. I think Jaylen Brown's a really good player. He goes to Philadelphia for Paul George, who I'm sure you've seen the collection of stuff has been traded for. It's amazing the haul. Yeah, it's been traded for every player in the NBA. A 28 possible pick swap, a 31 first rounder in 2 seconds. And look, I thought Jaylen Brown would be traded. We all did. He was disgruntled. He was frustrated. The Boston Celtics don't really like dealing with agents and having their business be public. That's their insiders. Jaylen Brown likes to go on Twitch and just talk about his feelings and whatever's going on. It's his business. And so when things got sideways with them, it was going to get sideways really fast. Here are the potential perspectives on this, right? One, Stevens got absolutely fleeced and dominated because they mishandled the would-be Giannis trade, thought they were going to get him, basically told the wife, I'm going to break up with you for a younger woman, and the younger woman actually dated somebody across the street and was like, oh, shoot, and got taken in the divorce. What an analogy. I'll be better. Two, it's a salary dump. And then I think Brian Winters first put this out there, that this is basically an organization that views Jaylen Brown the way that a lot of the analytics numbers people clearly do, and Brown got mad that he is not as efficient and effective of a player as maybe people think he is, that Brown was overrated, I guess is the way to put it. And there's conflicting perspectives on this. One, and I've seen this sort of making the rounds, is that the Celtics without Jaylen or with Jaylen Brown in the lineup and no Jason Tatum over the last Jaylen Brown. Without Jaylen Brown, the Celtics have won enough games in the last few years. They basically be a 70-win team. Like when he missed time, he was really good. On the other side of that, with no Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown was really, really, really excellent. And these can overlap a little bit, right? And then fourth, I've seen a view out there, Tom, that the new CBA and the way that it operates and the way that it restricts at the top and the bottom. See the Lakers' levels of desperation. Maybe it succeeds in the last 24 hours is one example. See the Thunder sort of patient understanding of the salary cap on the other. Means that, and I think, again, this was Brian Winters who put this out there, but I can't remember, that if you have a 18th to 25th, 30th best player in the game who's paid like a top 10 player, you can't win in the new CBA. That you basically can't overpay talent. Whatever it is, he is in Philadelphia at 7. And I guess there's a fifth one, and I'm not deep into the weeds on Celtics coverage, but the Celtics are owned by a relatively new owner, and there is a concern out there that this owner is as cheap as the owner in Portland, just without the attention directed sort of toward him because he still has, for now, a manageable team. Also, and based on the timing of this podcast, this will drop 3 minutes after we say goodbye, there are reports that the first-round picks and the assets that the Celtics got that they're going to try to utilize to go get Trey Murphy III in New Orleans, who I love as a player and is an outstanding defensive player, 3-and-D guy. So there's a lot sort of here to chop up. Tom, I tend to be of the, I'll give an opinion on a trade. I did it on the radio show yesterday. I'm also aware that many of the trades that go down like this, that the conventional wisdom, the insiders are wrong. We were all wrong, and I'm part of that on Jalen Brunson. Everybody thought the Paul George to the Clippers trade was a boon for the Clippers and that SGA was some afterthought. I mean, you go through some of these moves, and a lot of times all of us get this stuff wrong, including most of the GMs out there. What was your initial reaction? Where are you at now on Jaylen Brown to the Sixers, Paul broken spirited George to Boston?
Initial reaction was very underwhelming for Boston. The initial reaction is I have to be missing something. Where's the rest of it? Okay, fine. Paul George to make the money work. 2 first-rounders. Okay, that's fine. 2 second-rounders. ... Where's the rest of this? I mean, usually when you get Brad Stevens on the phone, Brad Stevens wins the deal. As of today, I maybe I'm just being too short-sighted here. Philadelphia won the deal. There's a lot of layers to this, like you said. The first one for me is if you were going to get this kind of package, why not do the Giannis deal? If you didn't like the Giannis package, if it wasn't everything you dreamed of, if you're Brad Stevens, I need more. You didn't get more anyway. 2 weeks later.
So to that question, I think it's a great one. If I think one thing that probably did happen, regardless of all the sort of possibilities I laid out and the excuses, reasonable or not, for Brad Stevens utterly misread the market for Jaylen Brown. And so did I, by the way. So I'm obviously very Lakers-centric now with the radio show here in L.A., so that's where a lot of my time and attention goes, and my expertise is sort of shifted to whatever degree that exists. In that direction, why didn't the Lakers the Lakers had a ton of picks. They obviously, so the Lakers didn't value Jaylen Brown nearly as much as Walker Kessler, and that's true for everybody in the league. I'm a little stunned, Jaylen. And another point that I heard and I saw, and it's really smart, I wish I had thought of it, is that Bob Myers now runs basketball operations in effect for the Sixers, right? Bob Myers is like the advisor to Josh Harris, who owns the Commanders and owns the Sixers, and is the reason that Daryl Morey went away. He's making decisions, I would imagine. He is the former GM of the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors did not want Paul George back when that was a thing, so he doesn't value the guy he just sent out. He's right. And he saw firsthand Jaylen Brown be the best player in that series a few years ago when the Warriors and Steph, after Kevin Durant, won an NBA championship against the Celtics. In that series, Jaylen Brown was by far the best player in that series. And so I'm with you. I think Philly won the day. But when a really smart GM does something really stupid, I've learned that maybe I'm the one who's stupid because we had the same reaction to Sam Presti when he traded away Paul George. Like,
Right.
got I want a bunch of picks in the future, and picks aren't parades, as my co-host likes to say. Okay, I know they're not. I know, but they can lead to parades. And like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, like, he's a guy. So it's like when an NFL GM makes or any GM makes a really smart choice that everyone thinks is stupid. Normally, they know what they're doing more than the rest of us.
All right, now let's go second layer here. Do you think there's anything to once the Giannis deal didn't happen and it became public to the rest of the NBA community? Hey, Boston dangled Jaylen Brown out on the trade market and it didn't happen. Plus, Jaylen Brown is going on Twitch every other day, basically airing out all his grievances. Do you think that drove down the market for Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
It had to have teams know, like, hey, Brad Stevens is now between a rock and a hard place here with Jaylen Brown. Like, let's pick up the phone. Let's call him.
There's definitely a leverage thing. I still just want, this reminds me of, the last time that Philadelphia fleeced Boston was when Danny Ainge, then the GM of the Celtics, traded away the number 1 overall pick to the Sixers in a loaded draft for the number 3 pick, and then said, we're going to get the same guy anyway. And then the Sixers, we ripped them off, got Markelle Fultz. And the Celtics drafted Jason Tatum. I mean, I remember the same conversation was, why would you do this? And why would you trade your rivals the number 1 pick in this draft? And you get the 3. Why would you? Well, maybe because they're idiots and you're smarter. I mean, the same. I don't believe it, right? My brain is not seeing that. My brain is not sending signals to my eyes to see what I'm describing. But I didn't see it with the Shea Gilgeous-Alexander trade. I didn't see it with the Jason Tatum number 3 overall draft pick trade that led to Tatum as a Celtic. I'm more of a Brown over a Tatum guy, but like many times, maybe I'm just straight wrong on this because it's perplexing, dude.
It is, and this is the last layer, big layer for me. Of you can't tell me that somebody in the Western Conference wouldn't offer that same exact package. I can't wrap my head around it. Where you had to ship them to one of your 2 biggest rivals, the other one being the Knicks. I refuse to believe that underwhelming package, as I'm labeling it, because as of today, that's what it seems, even though I could turn out to be an idiot 2 years down the road. I refuse to believe somebody out west wouldn't offer you something better, if not exactly the same.
I mean, I'd rather have Luka Doncic and Jaylen Brown, but then I guess you have the exact same problem you have with LeBron and Luka, and you have the exact same problem you have with Jaylen and Jason Tatum. Is like it's kind of the problem you have with LeBron and Dwayne Wade. I'll go back to my roots.
A little redundant,
and they're not buddies, and so maybe it doesn't. The other thing is, I think you made a really salient point. Because your business level is not overwhelmed. So like you've got the bandwidth for it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Distractions matter. Bad teammates matter. I speak constantly about LeBron James and the ways in which he can take the oxygen out of the room and be kind of a complicated teammate, not a bad teammate, but just a culture killer to a degree. In some ways, people get so mad at me. You hate LeBron. No, I just have insight into LeBron. I don't have insight into everybody else in the NBA. There's lots of guys who are bad culture people that I just can't speak to. But Jaylen Brown is, to your point, showing us, right? He's going on Twitch. We're getting some insight. And so maybe what we've seen with his very public being put out and the Twitch streams and airing the laundry, maybe what we're seeing is what behind the scenes the Celtics have seen for years, where they're just like, oh, my God, this guy every day. You and I have worked with people like that. I'm not going to say it's Brandon Tierney. I'm just saying that, like, there are people. You look so uncomfortable. How do I here? Hold on. Let me do it again. Hold on. There's lots of people. I'm not saying it's Brandon Tierney. I'm just saying that there are people out there who behind the scenes can rub people the wrong way. And then publicly something will happen years later. And the public goes, that's a weird way to react. Maybe Jaylen Brown has been, diva, difficult. That was really unfair, BT. I'm sorry. That's just like me taking a shot because he was like not nice to me once. And it was true. Hold on. It's true. He was difficult. Jaylen Brown. You're never coming on this podcast again, right? Jaylen Brown. Your business level just increased too. Jaylen Brown. Maybe he's just the juice isn't worth the squeeze. And people know.
The last layer for me, which I find maybe the most interesting of all of us. Now, look, Jason Tatum is not really a talker. Even when he speaks to the media post-game or anything, he's very soft-spoken, really doesn't have a ton to say.
Yeah.
Not one public comment. Now, I know it's the offseason where, he's not exactly holding press conferences, but nothing on social media. And if he wanted to find his way in front of a microphone, we both know that he could. Has not said one thing since all this Jaylen Brown stuff started going down.
That's fair. It's really, it's true. I'm going to do I get mad when my colleagues do this on radio, so I'm going to be a total hypocrite. Like, have an opinion. You can't say I don't know. I don't know. And I'm really interested to see whether it is Bob Myers or Brad Stevens who got the best of the other one, because I don't think that there's a middle ground here. I mean, Paul George sucks, dude. Like, let's just say
he's
like
also
it is.
36.
That's what I mean. Sucks is not fair. Paul George is way too old, and even when he wasn't old, he wasn't good enough. I mean, Paul George hasn't won anything.
Okay, you got picks. Are we retooling in Boston?
Trey Murphy? I hope that's the move. I hope it's like, here's, by the way, a 28 pick swap with the Sixers, which is 2 years from now, math, and the 31 first. Those could be really good picks. I don't know. Are Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid? You know what Brown and Embiid kind of feel like? They kind of feel like the Warriors if LeBron goes there. Like, yeah, maybe.
Are you putting Embiid down for over or under 25 games played?
Right. Or maybe half of the people you need to be on the floor will be, in the infirmary. The Mercy Hospital Warriors. I mean, what are we doing here?
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're going to be right back. No more shots at people. That's a lie. I lied to you. I'm really sorry. It's time here. I wish I had more rejoin tree. What's one where you're angry? Here, I'm gonna do this one. This one right here. Just prepping it. Fake break. Be right back. 5 seconds if you're just watching on Substack.
Welcome back to Writer Than You.
Let me ask you guys a question. Tom is not gonna like this. Where it leads. How do you guys feel about telling people the truth when they don't want to hear it?
I have a strong take on this.
Give it to me.
I don't tell them the truth that they do not want to hear. I just bypass it.
Okay.
So you just avoid everything.
Yes.
Okay.
You're listening to the Writer Than You podcast.
I think it would be fair to say I go the opposite direction.
I would agree with that.
There's not a thought that I have. I'm not like, somebody wants to hear this. Hey, stranger in the street, you got some in your teeth. Have a great day.
I find that really hard to tell somebody when they have something in their teeth.
It makes you a bad person. I think it's a really, like, hey man, you got it. It's like the zipper down. You got to tell the guy.
That's so awkward.
It's always awkward.
Yeah.
You got to tell the guy. I remember a few years ago, happily married, I was talking to some random lady, I don't know, relatively attractive in an office. And I was like, oh man, that was a weird reaction by her. Like, I'm married, calm down. That's like a lot of attention. And then I went to the bathroom and I had like I had a piece of lettuce the size of my head in my teeth. I don't know. It was just like, well, okay. That explains it.
Calm down, lady. I'm
Paying
married.
a lot of attention to me. I got a lot of eye contact, a lot of like stares and weird sort of uncomfortable. Oh, you're interesting. Nope. You have a piece of lettuce in your teeth, sir. And I don't know what to say because I'm like Tom DeCelestino.
So no hesitation. You're telling your friend, coworker,
Every
colleague,
time.
whoever.
Every time. I just did it the other day.
Bat in the cave, booger in the nose.
Bro, you got a little, Batman's trying to get out.
Okay.
I'm making a run for it.
Okay.
Get him back in Gotham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't do that.
I mean, that's just. We were on the air last Tuesday, and we did a really cool podcast. What's going to happen to LeBron? And then the minute I sent the thing out on Substack, it was like, alert! He gone. Great. You too, LeBron. Just kidding. Oh, my God. We're doing a segment today on the radio show. We do a list every week. Top 5 and worst 5. Our 5 favorite and least favorite of any. We just come up with a topic, and then we don't set any parameters, and we see how Doug and I do it differently. And we're doing our 5 best and 5 least favorite LeBron things of all time. And it is crazy how self-indulgent my list is. I was like going through all the times he's tweeted about me or I've been, and I'm just like, man, this guy, I love Bill. We're good now. 2013. You a bleeping lie, clown boy. And I'm like, okay, that's a bad one. That was a year ago. It's crazy, man. It is crazy how much my professional life is intertwined with LeBron James.
There's a lot of fluctuation. It's a roller coaster ride, if you will.
Dude, look at this. You know what? I should have brought this. See if I have it on here, and I could just actually bring it on. It is wild. I'm not gonna worry about it. It is wild how much I just like have interacted with this guy. And there's a photo I used to have as my my avatar that I don't have anymore. Like, this is just me talking to LeBron. Can you see that?
Yep.
You know, honestly, the photo, if those of you who are listening, is LeBron in football outfit that he gave to students in Akron. It's me in a sports coat that's best preserved for the floor of a toilet room. And it looks like, I'm standing right next to him looking up at him, and literally you could caption this. I think if you're LeBron speaking, a caption, yeah, Frodo, if you go further down, Mordor should be on the left. I mean, I look like I'm 2 feet 2'4" here. Yeah, which way to second dinner, dude?
Make a left, go straight down the hallway.
Yeah, man, you're gonna want to go to the right. Yeah, past, I don't know, what was the name? Gondor. I want to go kind of skate Gondor over there. Anyway, good seeing you. Good luck. Good luck with the whole quest thing. So LeBron obviously is gone, and we haven't addressed it here on the Substack. I'll just say, I have so many thoughts. About this. People got mad about this, and I'm stunned. LeBron has left every team that he's left destitute, like broken, impoverished. I mean, he left Cleveland. They made the conference finals his last year in Cleveland, the first time, and went to Miami. And Cleveland that year won, I think it was 18 games the next year. Goes to Miami for 4 years, is really, really amazing. They make 4 consecutive finals. They win 2 of them. The last one they lose to the Spurs. He goes back to Cleveland. Miami the next year won 37 games. One of the few seasons in history that Eric Spoelstra did not have a 500 record. He's in Cleveland for 4 years. He does amazing things. He keeps making the finals. He wins 3-1 comeback. Amazing. Goes to the Lakers. Cleveland wins 18 games again. I think it's the exact same number. And if not to get in all the details, he leaves these teams with very little in the cupboard. By the way, because he's like, spend now, and I'm the GM, and the juice is worth the squeeze, right? You win championships, you're in any organization would take that. I just think what's interesting about LeBron leaving now is twofold. From the Lakers' perspective, they are trying to buck a history of where you are screwed year one. And I think the desperation we saw yesterday when they traded, 2 days ago, when they traded away every pick on the face of the earth for, I don't know, Walker Kessler, and good luck. Good luck, guys. I don't know if it'll work. And then 2, it's the first time that LeBron has left a place and he doesn't have unfettered power in terms of he cannot dictate where he goes. Every other time, rightfully so, he named a place, they would choose him, and he would make the max amount of money, and he would run the organization. And this time, he's going to have to take a lot less, whether he by choice or because the Lakers, Bill Plaschke wrote a great column here that was they threw LeBron out before LeBron left before they could throw him out. I think there's probably something to that. Is he if he goes to the Warriors, he's a co-star. He's basically Durant from several years ago, where Durant got treated like the star but wasn't the star. If he goes to Miami, it's Giannis's team. It's actually the same thing he's doing right. He didn't want to do in LA, right? You're the secondary guy to the future of the organization, but can you be part of it? If he goes to Cleveland, he's probably the number 1, but it's kind of a weird vibe, right? I guess over Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. If he goes to Minnesota, which is gaining traction, he's not the few. That's Ant, but he's there to make sure Ant stays and they win something. If he goes to the Spurs, and I'm wishing him well, and people think that I'm not. I'm just, it's an interesting situation in that I'm not sure the Lakers will be as bad as other teams post LeBron, which says something about the ability to move on from him now. And I'm not sure that he got to choose his exit. And so I think it's really interesting, if that's the case, what he does with his ego wounded, navigating a world where he's still important, but he's not the most important person in that world anymore.
I think there's definitely something to his exit being, you can't fire me, I quit. But I'll say this, like, I'm outright rooting for him to go to Golden State. I want to see that.
Really?
I think that's
I
box
am too.
office, man. Like I would be into those regular season games, LeBron and Steph playing side by side. Would it work? I have absolutely no idea. I mean, everybody on that everybody who matters on that roster's 36 and up. If you keep Jimmy Butler, who's been hurt, Draymond, Steph, I would be here for it though. Like I would want to see that. I think I don't know, LeBron and Giannis in Miami. Like I don't know. Sure. I think the Spurs doesn't make a lot of sense because if they don't make the finals, LeBron's going to get crushed. And I don't know that there is.
You think so? I think the Spurs make a ton of sense. Okay, here I'm gonna make my argument for the Spurs. I don't think he's going to the Spurs. In fact, the place that I think he probably is the dark horse is Denver. He's friends with Kroenke. In 2018 or 19, he, to scrum. He talked about how he's dear friends with the owner, and the owner joked that you should come play for me someday. I didn't realize this till recently. He and Jokic have like a healthy sort of mutual respect that's been publicly displayed. He was going to commute maybe, which is ridiculous, from LA to Golden State a lot. The flight to Denver is 2 hours. And if you're doing a private jet, it's less, right? Because it's like the sort of flight patterns are different. So I think keep an eye on Denver. Here's my argument for the Spurs. And I actually want things to go well for LeBron. But this is me just sort of talking about me and LeBron again. But I'm just going to say the truth about LeBron. As I understand it, I'll get things wrong. And people get so offended by that. Like, I'm not Nick Wright. Like, I don't make my living talking, like, attaching myself to LeBron. And that's, like, by the way, I could have. That was an offer. I probably should have. I think Nick Wright probably makes a lot of money, right? Like, it's just a different I just can't be a kept man as a media person. But I respect, I do. Like, I understand the people who would do it. So, man, I'm just taking shots. I'm not even meaning to on that one. I don't like Joel Klatt either. Cool? We get that out of the way? That's when after him on the radio for no reason yesterday. All right. The Spurs and LeBron have a real sort of mutual respect because LeBron studied Popovich's load management approach before it was a thing and implemented it. He has always talked affectionately about Pop and bonded with him in Olympics experiences. Pop is not the coach, but he's basically the coach emeritus there. He's around. He's in the locker room. I think it's actually the perfect relationship where it's like the difference between your granddad and your dad. Like, Pop's not even have to be in charge of him or tell him what to do. It's just, you're doing great. You're LeBron. I think you're amazing. I think that would be appeal to LeBron. I think that I think it's the most likely path to an actual NBA championship is playing for the Spurs. And I actually think Wemby's become such a heel that if things go badly, I think Wemby gets blamed. And if things go well, I think LeBron gets the credit. Now, the problem is also there's no state income tax. And so whatever he makes is that much more. The problem is LeBron just insulted the Riverwalk, which is their little walk through thing. Anybody, do you want to just say anyone you hate? Like, do you want to just like go after your neighbors? Like, I don't like Rudy doesn't mow his lawn because you can't.
No, I like my neighbors. Anybody I hate? Random people on the street I don't want to say hello to.
Mm-hmm. That's called the world, dude.
Yeah, well.
Denver be interesting.
Denver would be interesting. Now, in that scenario, like I guess we're including Jamal Murray in that. That's the big three: LeBron, Jamal, and Nikola.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hell of a big three.
I don't know what your temperature is on Kalshi, like whether you think Kalshi is like interesting or not.
Sure, why
and
not?
By the way, it's very. I mean, right now, and I mean it varies hour to hour. It's Cleveland 39%, Golden State 32%, Miami 15%, Philadelphia 6%, Denver and Minnesota 4%. Why not? By the way, let me ask you a question because you're not in this sort of LA bubble that I'm in. You're willing to take the minimum or a lot less. You want to win a championship. You want to compete. You're contemplating Cleveland.
I don't
Miami,
get the Cleveland thing, man. I don't. James Harden, like I don't get it.
I think he's probably lying about. He's not being honest about. Or Rich Paul is not being honest about his intentions and through the leagues. But you can go and play with Luka, Walker Kessler, Mamu, Austin Reeves, who LeBron is apparently tight with. Grimes is there. I actually like Colin Sexton. Like I think he's a really good player. You live in LA. You publicly. It's not me. Right, he has publicly said or leaked to people. It's been reported that he really wants to be a part of his daughter's life, which I totally respect. I think she's in high school. Why not just be a Laker? Because they don't want him? Is that the reason?
I think one, I think there's hurt feelings. And two, I think the Lakers, as you said, don't want him. I think they want to transition fully into the Luka era.
Okay.
And I think having LeBron back for another year stunts that and makes it more likely that Luka opts out and doesn't want to be here.
I mean, I think it's I think Denver's interesting. Minnesota's gaining traction today, right? And look, I like Brian Winters a lot, even if he didn't text me back the other day. I went to his wedding. So we're friends, right?
Nice.
I mean, I went to Brian's wedding. I think Brian's amazing in his job, and there's no criticism in this of Brian, but Brian is the person that everyone aggregates aggressively. So Brian will come on and be like, look, like, here's an interesting theory about Minnesota. Here's why Minnesota could be interesting. And then he'll give a theory. Be like, oh, he knows. Like, yeah, but you said that yesterday when he said it was Philadelphia's interesting. You said that 2 days ago when he said keep an eye on Miami. It's not a Brian thing. It's just, so Brian, like, basically pushes the narrative with, like, very informed speculation. He talked about Minnesota recently. Minnesota's picking up a lot of traction. Why would you want, and this is, I'm from Dubuque, Iowa, not taking a shot at, why would you want to go hang on Minnesota winners when you're still stuck in the Western Conference against the Spurs and the Thunder?
Yeah, it's not exactly local to LA.
Why not? I mean, if you're going to go to Minnesota, why wouldn't you go to Philadelphia, where you're an hour and a half from New York? He loves New York City, right? The weather's not as bad, but similar, and you're not in the West.
I agree. You're not going to get any pushback from me there. I think Philly makes a lot of sense at this point now.
Yeah. Okay. Subject sucker. I was oh my God, I'm an idiot. I was on the air for the first hour of the U.S. men's national team, and then they were up 1-0, and I was waiting. Because the show was over. I'm in my office. I'm like, I got to get home. I'll just watch it on YouTube. I'll watch it, officer. I will have it on YouTube TV in my car, and I'll pipe it. But then, like, things would happen. I would, like, look, right? And I'd be like, oh, God, car driving. So I'm just listening. So then I would pull over. I didn't see the red card in real time. A couple thoughts. One, it doesn't matter who you're playing. We should beat Bosnia Herzegovina 4-1, 3-0. Winning 2-0 with down a man because of the red card, down a man for 30 minutes, that is the equivalent. Two, that free kick that scored the goal was an extraordinary piece of sort of soccer technical genius that you don't usually see from American players. Look, he's not Messi, but I'm just saying, like, that's the kind of thing you see from top level European players, especially under the duress of being down to 10 men. Three, battling the way that the United States men's national team did down a man in that situation is an extraordinary feat. And I've seen much more. I've seen Barcelona. I mean, I've seen really great teams collapse. I've seen teams with 2-goal leads collapse down a man. It's a huge disadvantage. And I guess lastly, I don't think, was that a red card? You asked me off the air, right? I think that in a situation like that, and by the way, it wasn't called on the field and then went to VAR, which is kind of an interesting situation, because on the one hand, you're not supposed to overturn unless it's clear and obvious. On the other hand, when a ref, the way that it works is there's an official in the booth who's the video official. He can't make the decision, but he can recommend to the official in the field, hey, you should go look at this. And what's happened is it's become, if you're sent to the monitor, it almost always goes the other way because the official who's on the field feels the pressure. You're not supposed to send them unless you feel like there's an error. So the official running over feels like they've made a mistake or they missed something, and they feel the pressure to sort of do something, right? To, like, okay, I screwed this up, even though they don't have to. And the Messi thing has been everywhere, right? Okay, they're not going to give that to me. That's a marginal call that can go either way, in my opinion. You're never going to do it to Messi. In the same way that LeBron James getting a final foul to foul out of Game 5 of an NBA Finals on a close call, let's say that would also make him miss Game 6, is he's never going to get that. He's just never going to get that call. Right. Whereas the number 4 player on the Sacramento Kings is going to get that call, which is what we are. I think that red card says more about the way the world views us, our place in the pecking order, the difficulty of what we have to accomplish. We see ourselves as a big deal because it's our country and we love our country. We are seen as imposters, posers, second-class citizens, second tier at best, and we got a call that's the equivalent of that. I think it could have gone either way, and I think but no, I think probably should not have been a red card. Wouldn't be a red card against Harry Kane. Wouldn't be a red card against Mbappe. Probably wouldn't be a red card against Lamine Yamal, though he's really, really young. Wouldn't be a red card against Vinny Jr. on Brazil. But wouldn't be a red card against Holland, Norway. It's a red card against what is to the world a random American on a random team, the U.S. men's national team. That's my take.
That's a unique perspective because I haven't heard anybody put it that way, and it makes a ton of sense to me. Look, like I'm soccer novice. I was into it. I was into it.
Were you?
I was pacing around, jumping up and down, like I was into it. The one, and this is probably, I know I'm not alone in this, but this is very personal to me in the sense of I was a little annoyed with the Fox announcers, and forgive me, I don't know their names. I don't know who was calling the game yesterday.
Stu Holden, maybe. I don't know the other guy. Yeah.
You gotta tell me the red card that he's out for the next match.
Yeah.
I know I'm not alone in not knowing that.
So here's the thing. I saw that from Richard Deitch, I think. And who I didn't even Malik Tillman is the guy that made the free kick. That's crazy they didn't tell you guys. That's crazy.
I didn't. I mean, I knew he was out for the rest of the match and we were going to be a man down playing with 10.
Balogun.
I knew all that. I did not know he's out for the next match.
It's funny you say that because I was in the car, right? And I basically there's a dead zone when I leave my office. And so I'm running to my car, just trying to I want to hear the game. And I get in the car and it takes me, and there's a dead zone up the street. So there's a good 10 to 12 minutes where and it happened in that period. And I get, I get clear and I'm not looking at the thing. I'm definitely just driving, listening. And I hear red card and I go, oh, that sucks. And then it took me, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes to hear it was Balogun. And I was like, oh my God, we're screwed because to your point, he misses the next match against Belgium. That's a 50. I wonder what the odds are. That's a 50-50 proposition. I mean, Belgium's good, right? They're good. And Balogun's been by far our best player.
Yeah, I mean, I think I looked it up last. I think he has 3 of our 9 goals.
Yeah, dude, he's been extraordinary. So it's basically a 50-50 matchup. The U.S. is minus 110. Belgium is minus 125. It's basically a coin flip. And the fact that we're at home and Belgium is in the NFL where if it's for 3.5 points, if you're 1.5 point underdog on the road, you're really a favorite in a neutral site. That's kind of where we are. And so not having him is significant.
Yeah, and it feels like, I mean, if we had him, it feels like we would be favorites, especially being on home soil.
Yeah. Seattle, right?
Seattle, yes.
And we've discussed this. If they win that game, and if Spain wins today at noon, which will be basically shortly after this drops, and then wins their next match, USA-Spain in LA, July 12th, I'm thinking about doing it.
Probably should.
I know.
It's going to be a lot of money.
I don't have a lot of money.
It's going to be a lot of money to get in the building.
And my wife, who I love, keeps on keeping on. I'm going to have less.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You should probably go.
I want groceries so we can eat. I'm not going to go to Spain, USA.
We have to put gas in the car. What?
I want gas. I don't want to walk 8 miles to work. Well, she's a school librarian. She's not working right now. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down?
I am indeed.
What about Joe Klatt's doing right now? Great talk. Great talk, pal. Do you want to do a little what do you want to do? You want to do a little Bum of the week?
Oh, I'm waiting for it.
I got there though. Took me a second. Could you tell?
Not at all.
I feel like your rejoins. There's too many. I gotta get new ones. The only problem is I don't know how to do that. All right. Fake break. We'll be right back. I'll be nicer. Tom's uncomfortable. Goodbye. Not goodbye. Be right back.
You're listening to the Writer Than You podcast.
See what I did there? It's all
straight
good.
to it. Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. Do you like my song I sang?
Needs work.
Voice of an angel? Voice of someone who made noise?
Sure.
Yeah. Where are we at here? Where are we at, Tommy? I have to read. All right, we'll get into it.
Hallelujah, I'm a bum.
All he's doing is a whole lot of damn nothing.
I'm a bum. I'm a bum.
They're a bunch of bums.
Who's the bum this week? Let's find out on Writer Than You.
All right, so you were bum of the week on Tuesday spontaneously, because I found out you booked John Gonzalez, who I don't like, on what you know very, very well.
Yes,
On
you're
one
very
of your
kind.
ser-
You're very kind about that.
One of your Sirius XM shows. Pete P, longtime listener. What? Paid subscriber. What was that noise?
I'm gonna get a lot more hate here.
Is PD contractually obligated to book Gonzalez? If no, he's fired. No loyalty at all. Same with Stu if true. Also, and I am also afraid to ask. Oh, never mind. It's part of the thing. There are some mitigating circumstances. I didn't know that your host is friends with him and asked you to book him.
There is a relationship.
Well, that's it. Why are you telling me?
You're going on a rant.
What's Stu's excuse?
Stu is Stu. He's a very high business level.
His business level that knows no. You look down from his business level, you came to the ground. Are those ants? Or are those people? Because I'm at a high level business.
I want to know what that means.
Nobody knows what it means. Stu doesn't know what it means.
Just sounds fancy.
Okay, so Pete P and everybody, that is. All right, you guys tell me if you want his bum of the week rescinded. I'll consider it next week. For today, what? That seems fair.
I feel like you're like the NCAA or you're like FIFA. This is not a fair appeal process. Like you're not changing your mind.
There may not even be an appeals process. I have to figure it out with the audience.
Okay.
Counterpoint. Tell your new boss, your new host, I'm not doing it. Guy that I used to produce doesn't like him. So there. Because that'll go over great.
Yeah, that'll go over well.
I'm going to nominate Rich Paul for his mealy-mouthed, I think probably untrue rendering of why LeBron suddenly wanted to be somewhere else. Also, have you seen that? I don't listen to his, is it not Mind the Game? It's whatever. He and Max Kellerman do a podcast. Have you ever watched it? Because I had to watch the whole thing.
Just clips.
Max Kellerman, in the clip where Rich Paul's trying to explain why LeBron actually left, looks like he's been kidnapped by whoever stole his career. He's just, I don't know Max, but I like him a lot. Like as a talent back when he was on the radio.
I think Max is very smart.
He looks like what happened. I used to be on First Take.
How did I get here?
I think he was the best radio host in LA. Boxing stuff for fun. And I have to stare at the camera and pretend that what Rich Paul is saying is interesting and true. Look, LeBron had to think about it, right? And then he was going to come back, but then he wasn't because of joy and love. Goodbye, LA. We chose it. I don't think so, bro. Do you know Pygmalion?
Sure.
Bernard Shaw. The lady does protest too much. Okay. Or in this case, the agent. So I'm gonna nominate that guy. I'm gonna nominate Paul George.
What did he do?
Exactly. What has he done? Nothing. Everybody wants him gone constantly. This guy's been traded more than a Ron Say baseball card.
The players he's been traded for is just outrageous. The amount of first-round picks that have gone into those trades is crazy.
I'm going to nominate Stu.
I think that's a great nomination.
Business level. I've written his name down.
I got a lighthearted one.
Hit me. Oh, I'm going to nominate the FIFA ref.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love lighthearted.
I'm going to nominate Tim Hardaway Sr. for saying that his son, Tim Hardaway Jr., who just joined the Miami Heat, cannot wear the number 10, which is retired in Miami. Not letting his son wear his retired number.
It's a harder way to do it.
Bye.
Yeah, where is it? Hold on. Bye.
You can't let your son wear your number to honor you?
Did you ever watch NCIS where
I mean, which one? There's like a million of them.
Right, and they did crossover?
Sure.
Bye. We're crossing over Parcell and Bum of the Week. It's crazy. It's like CSI, Vegas, and Miami hanging out together. Like, whoa, they're in the same room. Holy cow! I'm not going to nominate LeBron, but I want to. I'm not going to nominate Rob Pelinka, but I want to. I'm not going to nominate Bob Myers, but I kind of want to. Well, maybe Bob Myers got the best of that deal. I'm a little skeptical. Am I missing anybody?
I don't think we should nominate Brad Stevens because I think he's earned the benefit of the doubt of getting more time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. All right, you know what? No, I don't. Is there anybody we're missing here before we sort of get on this?
I don't think so.
Okay. For having a podcast when you should be representing your clients, for saying things that feel totally untrue, for helping lead a league where LeBron would take less money somewhere else, but you better pay us in LA, and then being like, oh, that didn't work. Oh, bleep, I got to find my client a place. For just being like a guy when he says words, I don't believe them. Rich Paul, you're the bum of the week, bro.
That's your bum of the week.
You wanted Stu so badly.
Lighter than you.
It should have been Stu.
Yeah, it's a little behind the scenes though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little inside baseball.
I'm very, very important. Did you know that about me?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't say, anything. You were all, I'm taking all of D-Cell's airtime here too. Because
the great thing about you guys is that you don't ever listen to this, so I can say anything about you I want to. I mean, like in fairness, I say the same things when you're here, but if I didn't, you just snorted.
I wish I had a comeback to that, but I don't.
You just snorted and just. Pow. What else going on? You good? That it? No one's still here. No one's still listening.
I don't think that's true.
No, I don't think.
I got a tweet yesterday about the last pod.
What from whom?
One of your loyal listeners.
Sounds like one of your loyal listeners.
I don't have any of those. Peter Engelt.
What'd he say?
I listened to the Writer Than You podcast with that sports writer and Diesel Sirius XM today. LeBron wanting to go to Philly is priceless. I don't know.
Am I tag on that? I missed that.
I think so.
Thanks, Peter. My man.
I think Philly makes a lot of sense.
I think you make a lot of sense.
Eh.
I do too. I think they could. Have a great holiday weekend. Happy July 4th. You have any big plans? We're just chilling.
Going down the shore.
Oh, that sounds miserable to be you don't even like people or crowds.
That's true.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Ooh, I see what you did there.
Let's get rid of Tom. It's always fun. Look on your face. Have a great holiday weekend. We'll see you next week.